This is one of my favorite t-shirts. Youth Aflame, Juvenile Delinquency Exposed. This is from a poster for a movie that was released in 1944. Now, Nostalgia Digest published an article I did about 4 movies released in 1944. Okay, the article is entitled, "Oh, You Kids." And it's subtitled, 4 Films That Examined or Exploited Juvenile Delinquency During World War II. And the 4 films were Youth Aflame, Youth Runs Wild, Delinquent Daughters, and I Accuse My Parents. But my favorite is Youth Aflame. It always has been. Okay. Now, it never mentions World War II, although World War II is mentioned, and kind of the spotlight is on World War II and Youth Runs Wild, but this one doesn't mention it. And it starts with a young lady. Her name is Katie White. She's played by an actress named Joy Reese, and she's appears to be at death's door in a hospital bed, surrounded by some people. And she says, "Maybe most parents don't understand children these days, but they try." Okay, now it's told in flashback, and she is the good girl, and her sister, Laura White, is the bad girl. She goes out with her adult boyfriend. She drinks when she's underage, and she does things she's not supposed to do. Now, one of the oddities about this film is that it showed a lot of concern with sex roles. Okay, for example, police officer Amy Clark enters the kitchen of the family, and another high school kid says, he's a high school kid, is kind of known as the brain. "We admire you and all the 3,400,000 other working women who will no longer be enslaved by household chores." Okay, Katie chimes in, "Who said housework is slavery? Some moron, I'll bet. I like housework." And even the bad girl, Laura, says to her adult boyfriend, "I wouldn't mind being enslaved by housework." Okay. And at another point, one of the teen girls picks up a gun, and the dad, Mr. White, says, "Guns aren't for girls." Okay. So there is a certain amount of concern with sex roles, which were changing, but there was also a feeling that the woman was primarily homemaker, and there's another scene where Katie expresses concern that most of the high school girls aren't really learning their domestic skills the way they should be. Anyway, part of what I really liked about it was that it's made in 1944. My dad's generation, he's 97, and so most of the people who are involved in it are either dead or in an old folks home, in all likelihood. But I just like the fact that some of the things you could have today and some of the things you couldn't. So there's a certain amount of youth adult conflict that is universal, and a certain amount of it that is specific to a particular time period. Guns aren't for girls will not be said today by very many people. I mean, even some conservatives, in fact, push against the idea of gun control by pointing out that, a woman with a gun might be a match for a rapist, where she's not if she's not armed. Okay. And anyway, some of the sentiments expressed in Youth Aflame include the following. Maybe most parents don't understand their children, but they try. What is this younger generation coming to? You young people sure make it hard on your parents these days. One generation has always blamed the other. Okay? These are kind of universal sentiments. And what the ones I thought was the cutest was, what is this younger generation coming to? And why was that said? It was said because one of the actresses playing a teen girl rattled off a series of 1940s slang terms. And it does